Right. So we have some questions which I will read so that the other participants can also hear what they are, and it might also be relevant to them. The first question is for Tracy and or Mary. So the woman is due to have the baby born on Saturday at King's and supposed to have an induction next week, but the date hasn't been confirmed yet. So the question is, she says, I have a follow-up question on when I can have my birth partner with me. What is classed as active labor? And is it the same for spontaneous and progression following an induction? If so, what is that? Can my partner bring me in triads when I'm initially assessed? And so a number of questions, but I'm sure you can you also read it from the chat?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
Should I start?
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you.
Let me just have the question up because it's got a lot of parts to it. The first thing, as I said earlier, it used to be that partners weren't permitted to come to the hospital at all, that they would drop their partners off and they would return when we call them and say that they're in active labor. So that's when they're having regular contractions. Where we didn't want to say this is normally when you're 4 centimeters. It's where we feel that they're ready to move to an individual labor room and we're ready to start full labor care. So this varies for everybody, and that's why we've not been more specific than that in what we've put in our information to everybody. So the good thing about this now is that it's changed slightly. So she will still be dropped off at triage, but her partner can come back and visit between 2 and 8 whilst the induction is going on, regardless of whether she's in active labor or not. So we've added that extra in recently. In terms of triage, it's as I said earlier, we won't, because of space, she would be dropped off in triage and then move through and then come back at 2 to 8. The partner can drop her off, but he can't stay with her in that area because there's only about 8 chairs. So we need to leave that for the women that are coming through. Have I answered all elements or is there anything else on there?
No, I think you've answered them all.
I think so. Yeah. And there's also another question for Kings, and this is a follow-up for Mary specifically. I'm keen to have a natural birth as possible, but due to my risk level, I've had some pushback from staff. Would like to discuss my case with her. So maybe she can book a session with you. If she is happy to be contacted via email, Mary?
I can type my email in as a response and I'll just type my email in and we can chat.
Okay, thank you. And the next question, whilst Mary's typing up, the next question is for another participant. I am currently 6 months pregnant under King's Horizon team. I have met 2 midwives face-to-face, but not my named midwife as she has been off. It has been quite difficult to get in touch with the team, and I have never heard of email or mailbox services or virtual antenatal on Eventbrite. How can we find out about these services?
We will make sure that we send out an email with any added information. As Mary said in our presentation, these are the things that when we find out that there's gaps, that's what we add in our next set of frequently asked questions. It would be interesting to know if the person that's put that question has received any frequently asked questions if she's 6 months pregnant, because we do send them out regularly. I think the problem is not everybody has given us an email address, and that's how we found the best way to communicate. I'm sorry that you've not been able to meet your named midwife, but every team should have a team email. And at the moment, because as I've said, with shielding and everything, sometimes the named midwives only doing virtual work, so they're not present to do face-to-face. So until the rules change, it's an unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in. I think there was something else you asked that I've missed. Sorry, I need to look at that.
Just about the email and the mailbox. So it just feeds back into what you said about the if your email is with us, if you're receiving any of our FAQs, all of that email is there. And in terms of the antenatal classes, that is information that's fed from the midwifery team and also was on the frequently asked questions as well. So maybe if you can pop your email into the, okay, you've done that.
Yes, it has.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think what we might do for the next FAQs, we've just said it's available via Zoom. We might be a bit more specific on how you can access the Eventbrite links and everything, so that people know that that's the route to go through. So we'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy and Mary. And we're waiting for people to have to post their questions if they have some.
Natalia, it looks like there's one in the chat.
Yes, oh yes, chat. From, that's just the question. No, there are the same questions, yes, with the question and answer. That was for Tracy, which had been responded to. And then for the person who isn't receiving emails. And also she has given her email address as well.
Somebody's put a question in the chat about strict social distancing and what that looks like.
Oh yeah, yes, that's for all panelists. Is there any specific advice for women in their third trimester and what strict social distancing looks like? Should the rest of the household also be following the same advice?
Difficult question. I think shielding should mean that you remain in your house, and you go as far as to get food delivered to you, and you do stay away from everybody. And for that to work in the best way possible, the people in the household should be following the same thing, because if they're going out, then they're bringing the infection back into the house to you. I see Maria nodding. I think, yeah.
Yeah, we've said the same to women who are 28 weeks and above, that really they shouldn't be going out, they should be staying in and protecting themselves. So yeah, that's pretty much the government advice to all pregnant women, and that's not changed.
Yeah.
Thank you. There appears no other questions from the participants. So I encourage our participants, if you have questions, also when the child is born, maybe you have questions also for Leap, for Carla, or and also we encourage you to look at the website as well of Leap, and the FAQs. Are the FAQs posted in the hospital's website in King's and as well as St. George's? If you have those in the under the Department of Maternity, is it there, or it's just through email or communication with moms?
For King's, it's through email and communication with mums. What we also do is put it on our Badgernet portal, which is the portal that women can access their records from, but we haven't put it on our website. We are in the process of updating our website at the moment, so we didn't think it would be the best place to put it right now.
Okay.
And they also go on our Twitter as well, our King's Maternity Twitter feed. We update them on that.
So at St. George's, we've put it on our website, primarily on the maternity page, and we've got links through to YouTube. Across London, you'll find that most maternity units use different maternity information systems. So we use a different information system. So we don't use Badgernet. So we aren't able to email out to all women. So we're currently using our website, and midwives are advising women where they can find the information, and we're telling them at booking where they can access all the information on the St. George's portal.
Okay, from me, once in a while, I think during the lockdown, we've received 2 or 3 calls, which I have forwarded to the respective hospitals. Can I also do that with Tracy, Maria, and with you? So if I receive very specific questions on maternity that I know that you can answer, is there a system or protocol that something has to be told to someone in King's or St. George's or GSTT before it goes to you? Or can I email you directly, of course with the consent from the mom or the caller? Is that okay?
Accept direct emails, or we have our query email line that all the senior team manage, so we can send you that email address. Yes. And then you can Mary, do you know what it is off the top, so you can type it in the chat? Because that's for service users as well to email.
Okay,
Yeah.
that will be helpful.
I'll send you our senior team email address as well, Natalia.
Yes, please.
At St.
Thank you.
George's.
Yeah. And for the participants, if you know anyone who are also pregnant, expecting, or plan to be pregnant in the next few months, we also will post this in chunks, so each presentation of our speakers in our website. And we are also live streaming in Facebook, so you can direct your friends or people to those videos. So for more information for them, they may use it now or maybe later. So thank you very much, Mary. I have now the email address. Yes. So let's just give maybe the participants a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes, and if there are no more questions, I think that will be the end of our webinar. Unless you have anything to say to our speakers that you haven't said in your presentation, any upcoming webinars maybe soon that you'd like to promote to our participants now?
The only thing I would say is just for any pregnant women, just remember that the maternity services are always open, that no matter what's happening in the world, we want to see you, and we'll always try and make provisions to keep you as safe as possible. But there was lots of fear in the beginning about coming into hospital and not being safe in that setting. But we're quite lucky in the fact that we do deal with a really niche group of people, and we can really tailor our services for you. So just to always remember that whatever is happening, be it a second wave, whatever it may or may not be, the maternity services are always open and always available.
Thank
I would
you.
echo what Mary has said. It's we're here to keep women safe and their unborn babies and their babies when they arrive. That is the focus of a maternity service. And our doors are open, and the aim is to ensure that no one has a poor experience. That's what we want everyone to come out with a good experience. And so that's sometimes not the case, but that's our focus and that's our aim. And we want to keep everyone safe because this is a scary situation.
Okay. Thank you very
much. That's our absolute focus.
Okay. There's a question here from the question and answer box. Also, will you provide a virtual tour of maternity ward on your website? It's a question. Will you provide a virtual tour of maternity ward on your website?
So for us at King's, we're in the process of updating all of our videos because what we have is quite old. So we will be providing virtual, more kind of video representation of the unit, of the services that we provide. And we're really looking at updating our website too. So that is a work in progress, and we are in the middle of doing all of that. So yes, we will be.
Thank you very much. And this is not a question. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
At St. George's, we have a virtual tour online. There's a link on the maternity page of the St. George's website. It is a new tour that takes you through the COVID experience of coming into the hospital, and it shows staff in PPE as well. So the whole nature of trying to enable women to see staff when they're in full PPE, so it's not scary for them. We put that out there so it's accessible.
Yes, that's very helpful especially for first timers. Yes, for those who are having a baby for the first time. This is not a question, but this is a thank you note. I just want to say I felt really supported by my midwives at King's through my whole pregnancy, and despite of the lockdown and it being my first pregnancy. So just saying thank you to the King's colleagues. And also thank you for this feedback, Sally. So, to the person who gave the feedback. Thank you very much. So it's almost 1 o'clock. So, and I don't think there are any more questions. So on behalf of the participants, I would like to thank the speakers, Carla, Mary, Maria, and Tracy. On behalf of the speakers, I'd like to thank the participants. There were 17 of them, 11 now. So thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you. I'd like to promote our next webinar at this point, which will be on the 5th August. It will be for parents and professionals on how you can support young people on their resilience, mental health difficulties, mental health conditions, or any support that you can provide to your young people if you have a teenager son or daughters. Join that on the 5th of August. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And I'll see you later, hopefully.
Thank you.